All right, fantasy football is back. So we're gonna go and talk about our draft strategies or lack thereof. Just a couple things that we like to talk about whenever we draft, or ways we think about how we draft. So
Hmm.
it's like I always say, you don't win a league at the draft, but you sure can lose one. So
Damn,
yeah.
that's the
Bullshit.
answer.
Because
Okay. Look.
not last year, but the year before when we played in Calvin's bullshit league,
Hmm.
you, somebody beat me in the championship. It might have been you. I don't think so.
It wasn't.
I didn't make any trades that year at
Hmm.
all. So I got there all from my draft.
Yeah,
Well, you got there off your draft and also who you dropped and picked up.
I didn't really do it. That's when I didn't give a fuck about fantasy. And that's when
yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck, I'm good at this. Like, I'm gooder than a lot of people.
Hmm.
And I just don't like trading.
Yeah.
Uh,
I like trading if it makes sense or if I, come out on top. Uh, I'm
all
still
right.
sorry about the trade last year. That wasn't my
Yeah,
fault.
No, that wasn't your fault. I don't
Caleb's
hold that
bad luck.
against you. I actually forget about that until you bring it up.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
The reason
Because
being is because I know in my heart that if I would have won that league,
yeah,
for one of two things would have happened is I would have never shut the fuck up because how I got that team. But then if I never shut the fuck up about it, you would have told me that I only won because you gave me a quarterback. So it kind of worked out the way it should have. You
no,
know what I mean?
no, no. Nick can tell you, I would have never said that at all. I
Well,
would have been
I
so
would
pissed.
have. So I would assume everybody else would.
No, I would have been so pissed off about losing in general. I would have never said anything about it. The only reason I even brought it up was because Nick usually loves to bring up that he doesn't like to trade with me.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I have
In
rules
all
that
fairness, though, he told me that before I made that trade.
yeah, I know.
dude, don't trade Caleb.
It doesn't always happen, but sometimes the players I send you get hurt and mine do really well.
For me, Caleb is a grenade launcher. So anytime I make a trade with him, a grenade will go off at some
And
point.
I don't think you remember correctly. Is he kind of fucked you in that deal too, Nick? Because I'd offered you a trade,
I
and
know,
he was like, "Hold on,
I
what
know,
about this one?" And then I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's a good one. Let's do
I
that."
know. I couldn't be mad. I like trading so much though. If somebody sends a good trade that beats my trade, I'm like, I ain't mad at that. The ones I hate are the ones that don't make any sense, like in Caleb's league, and then they
Yeah.
get mad because their dude sucks. And it's like, well, first of all, it's your dumb self fault. Like
Okay.
home,
Look.
like my biggest thing though with draft is if somebody did bad for me last year or 2 years in a row, I'm not gonna
Maybe
pick you.
three. That's
Like
not true. But yeah.
I well no, that's what I'm going in this year as because that was my goal last year was if you screwed me over at crucial points, all right, I'm not gonna trust you anymore. And I
But what
gave
about if they
Herbert.
have so many more reasons to make you think they're still gonna do good? Like there's people that you could not have talked me into drafting at the end of last season that I'm gonna try to get this year. Like Pickens, George Pickens. Like I didn't fucking like you at the end of last season. This year's like, hold on, man, you might do something in this system with Art Smith
Yeah, well
and,
that's different because
and Chuba Hubbard. Like people laugh at me when I say that name, but I think he's gonna be the starter.
yeah, but see that's different. I'm talking about like
I'm
my
talking about like,
starting quarterback or
yeah,
like my star wide receiver,
yeah,
like Justin Herbert. Come on down, bro. I hate you. Like
yeah.
trash. Like would I take a more Dak Prescott? Like I don't know if I would want to pick you, bro. Like you're too. I know for a fact I could put money on it. You're gonna lose me a week at some point later in the week, a week 10 or something, because you're gonna throw 5 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
so I know it. Where it's like, would I want to take that, or would I want to go get a Kirk Cousins and I'll maybe get a few picks here and there, but it's a consistent 20 something points or whatever like that instead of a five.
Yeah.
Derek Carr's bitch
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when y'all go into a draft, like, what are some of the things y'all are looking for? You know, for your
Here's
first pick,
how
and
I
what?
would approach it. If I got a first four pick, I'm probably going to take a running back or Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
every running back after those, we all know the three. They're just a level below me. So the rest of that first round, I'm probably going to take a receiver.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you. If I fall in that second line where I have to take a receiver in the first round, I'm probably going to go receiver again in the second round. just so I can
See,
have two really good ones.
I'm usually the opposite of that. I sometimes, it depends on how deep my league is and where I'm picking from. But if I have a later pick, I'm gonna go receiver, and then try and scoop up running backs as I can. Just because if I have two really good receivers, I can usually end up trading one, and then somebody I take later on in the draft is hopefully turn out to be a good receiver.
See, my thing this year is though I might go receiver running back because there's so many good receivers. I think that my brain can beat a lot of people by getting more receivers than like five, six, seven. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah,
real.
yeah. Well, slot receivers, especially
That's what I'm
PPR
saying. Like,
guys.
well, what the fuck is two good receivers and then a bunch of guys who get you four? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I'd rather have a bunch of guys who get me 11.
I mean, so like for me, what is because y'all know my favorite position is tight end, but what is too early for a tight end? Because
Depends on the tight end.
It does depend on the tight end, but then also like who it is.
So
like Travis Kelsey, Mark Andrews,
I think the only one that I would reach for would be Kelsey.
hmm
To be honest
and
with you,
Laporta.
I don't. I can't do it.
No, I
Not on
know,
Laporta.
but Ferguson, like these are guys that are at the top this year that like I would say
yeah.
there's probably
So
five that I'm comfortable with, and then after that I'm like, ooh, I might have to committee this
so the way it's looking right here, Travis Kelsey is the tight end one, Sam Laporta's tight end two. Both of them are overall 30 and 31 in rankings this year. So realistically, you wouldn't even have to go and try and get one until probably around the third round.
Yeah.
There are going to be people to reach for one who would end up trying to take one in maybe the first or second, but that's only if they have a super late pick and they have a deep league.
It'd be
like
Kelsey. It to me the Kelsey makes me feel comfortable because I know what you mean to that offense. I know what the fuck you mean to that offense. Nothing has
Yeah.
changed over the past few years.
You
So
kind of
you're
are
gonna
that
get
offense, yeah.
even on a bad game, you're gonna get your looks.
Even on a bad game, he's going to get at least fucking 8 targets and a touchdown usually.
yeah, and I think that's my biggest thing is
And I fucking hate him.
I know
for
you.
I don't like
That's
for
why I've always
receivers.
said fantasy is different from regular football because it makes you choose players that you normally wouldn't. Like I fucking hate the
Cowboys,
Cowboys, but I would get CD Lamb.
yes. No, it's like I always tell people too. It's like when it comes to the attempts of receptions, like how many they're going to get that game, and then the attempts for running backs. Like if I have a running back that's getting 20 touches, 30 touches, at some point on my bench, you may get something going and everything, like a Chuba Hubbard or those guys. Like you're getting touches somewhere. Now it could be where you're just hitting your O line, they suck, and it's like a refrigerator, and you just fall backwards. But most of the time, those are the guys. Like Javante Williams for me for Denver. Like he was one of my guys. He was getting 30 touches a game. I was like, all right, if you
Then
do
he got
good,
hurt.
yeah. And then he got hurt. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah.
You're
He
welcome.
got hurt, and all of a
Him,
sudden it was between Samaje Perine and that other kid.
him,
Um,
and
McLaughlin.
yeah, but yeah, like another thing to worry about when you're drafting is try not to draft so many players that have the exact same bye week. Bye week blues are a real thing. I've had it where I didn't pay attention and I had 5 people on a bye week, and then
Mm-hmm. I
you
worry
end
about
up.
that then. I'm looking for talent.
No, I know, but it's just the fact of you can go and draft, a great team, and then week 9 rolls around, you got 5 people out, and
Hell
then
no, I can
you're
tell you what I'm doing. I'm paying attention to who's drafting who so I can find out who don't know shit. Because if you make two or three bad picks in a row, I'm looking at you like, yeah, somebody's about to take advantage of you.
that
Here's a
comes
little bit.
along to my next one. Take advantage of the people who don't know shit.
yeah.
That goes in life. That's
Yeah,
That's who I traded with first. Like, hey,
I know.
especially in fantasy football. I'm sending trades the second the draft is over with because I'm trying to see who is gonna bite.
I
Another
always
one bites the dust.
everybody always gets mad at me because I'll do 2-for-1s. I'll be like, look, you give me your one, I'll give you this guy to replace your receiver, and I'll
and
give
I'll
you a
give
running
you.
back. And they're like, but yeah, but they suck. And I was like, yeah, but you need the running back because your guy averages 1 point per game. My guy at least averages 10. Like,
It's like the year I traded two keepers for one. I got Tyreek Hill, and I traded off Amon Ross St. Brown and Jonathan Taylor, and I feel like I won that trade.
eh,
I think
And
I think people
that
will
wasn't
win their
taking.
draft, their league this year in the second round. I think if you hit on the second, because there's people that we shit on, not shit on, but we don't give a fuck about no more. But they actually might do really, really good. Like Cooper Cup.
Let's see.
Puka's hurt.
yeah, yep.
You
Don't tell
don't
me that.
start a season hurt like that. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Cup's just gonna be like, all right, there's my spot. I'll take that back.
Don't tell me that. I'm keeping Puka.
Yeah, Puka got hurt during practice.
God damn it.
Yeah, okay, I won't
Yeah,
tell you.
he
But
fell.
everybody else, Puka's fucking hurt.
Yeah.
So
He fell down. Yeah, really hard.
Um. Well, Cooper Cup is the 21 wide receiver, so you don't even have to worry about that because that fool's going super late right now.
I wouldn't Puka
I
need
wouldn't.
something,
I
but
was
he's
about to say
missing
I
some
wouldn't
reads.
risk it if he's there in my second pick.
I,
I'd take him.
I saw the play. It don't look too good. I ain't a Puka owner, so that's fine with me. Yeah, he went up. He fell down. He grabbed his leg, and the camera turned it.
Mm-hmm.
It says he's expected to be ready week one. We'll see, people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see.
For the same reason I wouldn't touch D Hop.
Well, D Hop's also like 40 years old, so
I'm I'm trying to think. Like, of course, there's older players that Calvin Ridley, D Hop, all those guys. Like, if they fall to you to a certain point, do you grab them on a what if, or would you rather go with a younger rookie or uh, a
Like in that instance, like if you told me it would have to be Ridley in an earlier round than D Hop, because D Hop's hurt to me. So
yeah,
if you told me I could get Ridley in the sixth, I'd be like, fuck yeah, take that because the dude's gonna get targets.
yeah,
It's not complete garbage, but it's just like you're not as fucking good as you get paid to do,
yeah.
and you're on the Titans, but you're still a pro football player who was really good at one time. You know what I mean? So
I was
you're
gonna say
productive.
like I don't know that I could trust either of them because I can't trust their quarterback situation there.
bro, he's
I
legit.
trust their new scheme. Brian Callahan's their coach, bro. Like that's the only thing that makes me nervous.
See, these are things that
He'd been the OC in fucking Cincinnati.
I
these are
mean,
things that I was gonna bring up as well. Pay attention to what happened in the off season. Pay attention to who they brought in, who left, stuff like that. Like you don't have to pay that much attention in fantasy football, but if you're trying to win big money leagues, then you got to pay a little bit of attention.
it's like we'll use Steelers for instance. If you think Russell Wilson's going to be the quarterback, kind of drop some value down. If you have faith in Justin Fields, which is kind of still crazy,
I feel like
but
fantasy wise, those players benefit more from Russ being the quarterback.
it's true. But it's also weird because it's like if Fields is out there, he might have a little more value from a fantasy standpoint. I feel because of running and
Oh,
all that.
if he gets to start and he stays healthy playing for Archer Smith, that son of a bitch is gonna be like QB3. He's just gonna run the ball all the time.
I know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like Lamar and Mark Andrews, except this is Fields and Fryermuth.
Yeah.
Which I think Fryermuth's gonna have a good year, bro. To be honest with you,
All right,
my opinion.
who do y'all think has a shitty year this year?
Ooh.
Based off of players that have had good ones so far.
Like, who do you think is just either they're gonna suck this year?
You think so? You're talking about a player that we're gonna overvalue because they're not gonna give you the production where they're picked, or we're just thinking they're gonna do good and they're really not.
Like they're a good high pick and they're gonna do.
Oh, this is easy, Mike Evans. You have
Yeah.
everything going against you. Like Baker's your quarterback. Dave Canales left. There's that whole I just got my money and I suck jink. You know what I'm saying? Like you have everything. I'm not touching that fucking dude.
Hopefully he gets another 1,000-yard season since he's never not had one. But
It's the first time for everything.
yep.
All right, who you got, Caleb?
Man,
I know.
I hate to say it, but I think I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson.
Ooh, it's gonna
I
be
just
tough.
yeah.
I mean, for the amount of price you're paying for Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson, the amount of how high he is, I don't know if I want to take a risk on
If
that.
I'm taking him with my first pick, like in the first round, because he's there, I want that fool to put up giant numbers, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it this year.
I don't think he could do monster numbers, but I think he could do good numbers.
I'm not drafting somebody for good numbers in the first round. I'm
Like
drafting
if you
But
somebody.
got,
good numbers for him are still really exceptional for a lot of people.
but if you got
That's
like
true.
him, CD Lamb, or
But it just goes back to like it's overhyped shit because he can't probably give you what CD Lamb can, but if he's within 100 yards of Jamar Chase and fucking Amon Ra, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
oh, you didn't have 1,700, you only had 1,300. You're not worth it. I can't blame it. You got a rookie quarterback. All
nah,
that other shit. I'll still take him in the first round. I'll take that motherfucker. Leave him there.
Zach's gonna have him in all the leagues.
Yep. How dare me? How dare me?
I'm gonna go with Amari Cooper.
Ooh,
It's a good one though.
it is.
Because I
Everybody on the Browns, yeah.
no faith in his quarterback.
Why they
And
got
then,
5 of them?
yeah. And then I kept reading the rumors that he might get traded for a Brandon Ayuk one. So
Yep.
I did see that, but I was like, I mean,
yeah.
I still think that he's gonna suck at San Francisco,
No, yeah, I agree. That's what I say. I
and I hate
don't.
saying that because he torched the Texans last year.
Yeah, he did. That shit was fucked.
Yeah.
I played against him that week. It was bullshit.
I sat him that week because he was playing the Texans.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
Hmm.
Stupid.
Who
Yep.
who's a player?
Also,
We have to
wait.
go. You go
Also,
first.
I was gonna say the number one draft strategy of all things: just don't fucking overthink it. Like, don't stress yourself out on
Have
this shit. Like,
20 people in your queue and then it auto picks.
yeah, yeah. Don't do some shit like that. Don't queue up a bunch of people and spend too much time reading somebody's bio. Like, study up beforehand. Pay attention a little bit
That's
before
why
you
I'm more
draft.
worried. That's why I say lay out your position that you want at the spot, and that way you know what to look for when you're on the clock. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like me, I go usually like wide receiver, running back, or wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, whatever I can. I'm not drafting a quarterback till probably around fourth or fifth. Like, depends on where the quarterbacks start going and who's around.
I'm gonna give myself a list of like 3 quarterbacks that I want that I'm willing to go in the 5th round for, and if they're gone by then, I'm just gonna wait
Because,
because I find it to be somewhat entertaining to myself to go each week trying to figure out who the fuck is playing quarterback for me.
but I mean, look at the quarterbacks from last year. I mean, some of the best ones. Sam Howell, he wasn't even drafted in some leagues. Like there was
And he's
people.
gonna probably start in Seattle now. Oh
I
shit,
chose.
I didn't say
I,
that.
I
I
just
had to pick. I had to pick Gino last year, and he actually took me to the playoffs in the league. So
yeah, I had Justin Herbert. He sucked,
yeah,
and I kept him. Man.
I'll wait till the 7th round to take Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a shit.
I feel
I had Gino because fucking AR-15 got hurt.
that's another guy. I don't know how he's gonna do. But
So
But I mean, fantasy wise, he's gonna fucking help somebody if he stays on the field.
yep,
if he can stay there, he definitely going to.
I won the
That's a
first 2 weeks.
big if.
I'll tell you this: I would rather find out what AR-15 is gonna be than draft Jalen Hurts again.
Ah,
Ooh, yeah.
That's my opinion. No disrespect to Jalen Hurts, but that's how I feel about that
solid.
because, like I said, it's fun to not know what the fucking quarterback is gonna do sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Nick? What's a player? What or who's a player?
What's a running back that you wouldn't touch? Now we all went receiver. What's a running back you wouldn't touch?
Oh man, running back I wouldn't touch, man.
Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
I disagree with that. Leave him there. I take him. I got you.
That's fine.
dude, I don't think I would. I don't think I could trust Travis Etienne.
The problem with ETN is he's good enough, but you have to reach for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than that, you're productive and you play for the dumbest fucking team in football. Like y'all do the dumbest shit. They're that kid that gets that fancy ass new car, but they go park next to everybody and get scratches. It's like, what do y'all do? Y'all have all this good shit and y'all don't know what to do with it. Y'all don't take care of nothing.
Dad will buy me more.
Yeah, isn't that? That's how they think.
Austin Eckler, Ezekiel
That's a
Elliott.
good one.
Um, trying to think who else. I don't know.
I don't think I could trust. I don't think I could gamble on Alvin Kamara this year.
Not early. Not early, bro.
Yeah.
Fourth round, maybe. See, I feel like Kamara feels like Ramondre to me. It's like I don't know how to feel about you, because I can make up excuses for you, but it's still all bullshit.
Yeah, I just if you were like fall to me later on, and I have some
Yeah, that's
running
what I mean.
back
Like if
depth, yeah,
Kamara is sitting there in the fifth round, well, I'll take him.
Yeah.
yeah. Like if I have like two good running backs or three, and you're sitting there somehow because people don't want to take a risk, bro, come on down. I got a spot for you. If not, I'm dropping.
I
It's
don't
like that
care what
one.
anybody says. I'm not taking Zach Moss either.
It's like that one year that Kareem Hunt got fucking suspended for a bunch of games for kicking that chick in the face, and one of my homies picked him and held on to him the whole season until he came back and he blew it up. Wild.
What about Cam Akers? No. I guess you got anything else for the newbies, the
Just
pros?
have fun with it and know you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. Don't take it too serious.
Go undefeated.
I haven't won any. Nothing.
That'll make your first championship all the much sweeter, Zach.
Not really, because then
Just
I'll
think
need another. I'm
just
like
think about
Jordan, bro. I need six.
think about it this way. The first year I was in Nick's league, I made it to the championship against him and I won, and then I lost because they recounted something and I lost to him by like less than a point.
You lost, so you lost. We did a replay, and you weren't safe.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
And then I came back and won 2 years in a row.
And I got accused of cheating somehow still.
So
Look, just don't do what Jonathan does and draft by looks. All right. You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
and don't auto draft.
Even though he almost won my league, but all right. Fantasy people, if you made it to this point, like, subscribe. We got you covered with a lot more content. We got all types of things from PPR, standard, um, all that stuff, all the fun stuff. Other than that,